Hey, what's going on, guys? Steve here again today. Just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple things about depression. This video is mainly geared towards men, but women will and can find some benefits from this video. I know that there's a lot of men out there that don't realize that they are depressed in some sort. I'm not talking about clinical depression. I'm just talking about maybe a low-grade form of depression, medium-grade form of depression. I advise you to get some levels checked out in your body. Find out what's going on inside. There's some things I'd like you to get checked, which I just did. I'm waiting for some results back. But number one, get your testosterone levels checked. Your free testosterone. And there's hormones like testosterone called FSH and LH. Your doctor will know what these are. You can look them up if you'd like. You can also get, excuse me, I'm smoking a cigarette. You can get your dopamine levels checked, norepinephrine, epinephrine, and your serotonin levels checked. Those are big ones. Some other ones that you might not think of are your vitamin D levels, your vitamin B levels, B1, B6, B9, B12, and your folic acid levels checked. Now, the reason why I say folic acid, if you give me a second here, I'll read it to you. Folic acid is a main precursor needed for serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine synthesis. So what that basically means is if your folic acid levels are low, your body's having a hard time producing serotonin, which is your happy chemical in your body, norepinephrine, which is your fight or flight response. Norepinephrine means you're running or fleeing from your problems. Epinephrine means go, go, go. Means fight, That's your response to, let's say, when you're driving in traffic and some jerk off just cuts you off. Is your heart beating, racing real fast, and you're cursing them out? Or you're just sitting back with your tail between your legs? That's basically your norepinephrine, epinephrine. You want to have these levels checked because vitamin D can play a major role in your depression. Your vitamin B levels can also play a major role, but the folic acid, that's number one. And these can all coincide with each other. These are all things your body needs to perform naturally and to the best of its ability as far as mood disorders, as far as depression goes. Now, if you find yourself easily agitated, if you find yourself getting mad at your loved ones, taking your anger out on your loved ones, coming home from work and just getting mad at the stupidest things, there's probably some touch of depression going on with you. Some type of mood disorder that could happen. Stress can play a major role in your depression as well. If you're too stressed out, it can affect levels of anything in your body. Cortisol is your main stress hormone. Your cortisol levels may be high. Get that checked as well. If you find yourself gambling too often, gambling money that you shouldn't be, taking risky chances, you could have some form of depression. I myself, honestly, I'm dealing with a major depressive disorder, which is clinical depression. Mine stemmed from stress, anxiety, and getting off of medications improperly. I'm still dealing with it every day. I had my levels checked. My serotonin levels are quote unquote within range. But if the range is from 100 to 500, my range in my blood is, let's just say, 105. So as you can see, I'm at like the very bottom of the barrel of the in-range system. So I wanted to also let you guys know that I was easily agitated, especially with my significant other, my fiance. The stupidest thing she would do, the way that she would put a cup on the table, if it just easily, it was like a tick in my head, like, why is she doing it? Why is this pissing me off? You know, just stupid things that people do and say that can make you easily mad. And you don't know that it's because you have a chemical imbalance in your brain or a chemical imbalance in your body. You know, also get your thyroid checked. Your thyroid can easily mimic effects of depression. You know, anything like the low vitamin D's, low vitamin B's, underactive thyroid, low folic acid, low serotonin, dopamine, all of that can be mimicking depression, mimicking why you are the way you are, you know. So before you go and run to the bar and go spend a bunch of money trying to drink away your problems or drink away your issues, I would suggest having your blood work done. Also having an appointment with a psychologist. Now, me, before I went through my depression and my anxiety, I always thought if you were going to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist that you were nuts. You know, I would hear, Joe Blow's going to see a psychiatrist today, or going to see his counselor or his psychologist today. I think, Joe Blow must be fucking out of his mind. You know, that's not the case. I went and saw a psychologist, helped me out with a lot of my issues, a lot of the stuff that I had pushed in the back of my head. You know, I was a volcano, for lack of a better term. I had pushed so many problems, so many issues, so many things that bothered me into the back of my mind, until one day I erupted, and I haven't been the same since. So I advise you guys, if you're having a hard time, to get your levels checked. Make sure that it's just not something chemically wrong. Speak to a psychologist. Somebody, a good reason for a psychologist is there's someone who doesn't know you from a brick in the wall. You know, there's somebody who doesn't know you like you know yourself. You know, and as long as you're honest and open, and you talk to your psychologist and find trust in them. If you don't trust them, find somebody new. There's plenty of psychologists out there, plenty of counselors. You know, you'll find somebody who fits you, you know, and you'll actually look forward to going to your psychology appointment. And I never thought I would, but it always made me feel better. I always felt a lot better after leaving my psychologist's office than I did walking in. They help you to get to underlying things that are bothering you, like underlying problems that you had pushed back in your brain like I did. You know, maybe this video will help you to prevent you from becoming the volcano that I had become. You know, it was about 27 years of holding stuff in, and eventually one little problem, I'd say a grain of sand, fell into my volcano, and there was no more room for that grain of sand, and it caused me to explode. It caused me to erupt, and it caused me to experience tremendous depression, tremendous anxiety, panic disorders, panic attacks. You know, there's a lot of things you can prevent from just going to get help. You know, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy who's too proud, too stubborn to go and talk to somebody. Don't think that you're less manly for going to talk to someone, or you're less manly for asking for help. You know, don't be that guy who, I don't follow directions. You know, I don't do this, I don't do that. I'm a man. You know, I'm a man's man. You can be a man's man and go and speak to a psychologist. I know a buddy of mine who was struggling, and I was struggling at the same time, and I was telling him to go speak to a psychologist before I even spoke to one. To my knowledge, he still speaks to a psychologist once a month, and he's better off for it. He's also got a lot more money instead of spending it on his bar tabs. Getting home from work, going to a bar. It doesn't help nothing. That just makes problems worse. If you got any questions for me, please comment. Don't be afraid to reach out. It's a man or a woman. I know men, depression can decrease your sex drive, which makes you feel less manly. It can. You feel like that's what you're supposed to do. It affects your sex life. It affects your whole life. If you're experiencing anything, just give me a shout. Give me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I see it, and if I can help you out in any way, I will. Maybe you have some suggestions for me. I got nothing to hide. So I just want to let you guys know that if you are struggling, I want you to keep your head up. I want you to keep surviving. I want you to keep fighting and live one day at a time. And have a good one.